Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at Heart, Stanley Roberts.
Hello, we're live. But the question is, can people hear us?
Hey, that's my Bitmoji.
That's how you look in your Bitmoji?
No, the one on YouTube.
On YouTube?
No, on Instagram. The one that when somebody does something and I like share it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that Bitmoji doesn't look like you though. Did you put Do Not Disturb and silent?
No, of course not. I want people to come. There it is again.
Wait, it beeps again?
Yeah, let you know that you closed it.
Oh wait, so should I go to try to turn it off?
No, hopefully that's it. Oh, by the way, we got a new washer and dryer, so we're still learning about it.
Yeah, so we didn't realize that it was going to do it a double time. We thought that, one warning was enough.
And you may do it again, so bear with us.
What's going on, everyone?
I'm just turning my phone to silent so that way the knuckleheads don't try to call.
Can you guys hear the wind in the background? It is hell windy out here.
So windy that the planes aren't even taking off the way they normally do out our window. Normally we could watch the big 747s take off and head out to across the. You know what? They don't fly directly across the ocean. You know, they fly up the coast and then cut across around Russia area.
Yeah, so that they wouldn't be like on the water
for that long.
Yeah, not like when you're like flying to Hawaii or something.
Like I never understood that when you fly like from here to New York and they say, "This is your flotation device." I'm like, "Ain't no water between here and New York. We're gonna float. We're gonna find a lake to land in."
I was gonna say in case maybe there's a lake.
If we're in a 747, I don't think the lake's gonna make a difference.
Betty Veronica says, Diane, I saw your favorite car yesterday. What's my favorite car? Okay, I'll be back. Dang, I guess it lets you know until you actually
turn it off. Yeah. It's like a cooking oven. Like you're closing your eye.
Well, that's really annoying.
You're closing your eye. So again.
It's actually still going.
Oh, turn it off. Open the door. There you go.
I also turned the signal off.
Thank you. So we brought a new washer and dryer because the other one started leaking, and it was 94. It was the washer and dryer was
not 94 years old.
Was from 1994.
There you go.
And the typical life of a washer and dryer is 17 years. That one was what, 20 years? 94.
30 years.
30 years old. Yeah. So it made it for 30 years, and then it started leaking. So, are you watching yourself? No, actually, we could if we wanted to. Click ourselves on there.
See, I told you Gabriel would point out the TV. He
No,
also said 747s don't fly domestically in the U.S.
No, it's really whatever. I'm saying that from our window. See, he took two stories and put them together.
International flights do come this
way.
We have a bunch of like international flights from SFO and
they take off here and you can see them.
Yeah.
And they come up and then they either go left or they either go south or north.
We've seen Emirates. No, was it Emirates?
Well, earlier we had TVs on because we were watching a channel called Cal something.
Cali Planes.
Cali Planes.
Yeah. Shout out to Cali Planes if you ever watch this podcast.
Yeah, Cali Planes. He's probably packing up right now, so
yeah, that's true.
So we were watching a live broadcast of airplanes taking off from SFO, and it's kind of addictive because we wanted to see a plane take off from there and then take off across our window.
But it's like mad windy.
But it's too windy for them to go that way because they would have the uplift or whatever and downlift. I don't know. I'm not.
The Cybertruck is my favorite. Oh yeah, man, Betty Veronica. I hope you. I was gonna say I hope you threw rocks.
Wait, I saw a Cybertruck on video the other day that went through like, you know how you do it off-roading? So it drove off-road, hit some water, and it shorted out. So clearly those aren't made for off-roads. They look like off-roads.
I saw one near our house the other day too. I'm not the big fan.
Hello, Aaron Avila.
Where are you streaming from? We're streaming from his house.
From his house, from his house, from his house, from his house. Anyway, so we were hoping to see planes take off from there and take off from here.
I did, Gabriel. I did say, he says, Diane, did you really say to Stanley Gabriel's going to point out the TV?
Yeah.
Indeed, I did. Yep.
I said, no, actually what the conversation was, you want to turn the TV off? And I said, no. She says, why not? I said, because it's just up there. She goes,
oh yeah. I said, no, he goes, no one's going to point it out. I go, Gabriel will.
I said, oh yeah, well, that's small detail.
So, anyways.
So yeah, I saw one yesterday. It had RC on it, like remote control vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
For
the Cybertruck?
Yeah, apparently some people know what that means. It's like something. I saw one in San Jose and it had the same RC on it, and it means something particular. I don't know. It's been a while, Stanley. Where are you streaming from? Yeah, I know you just read that. But so you know who he is?
Yeah, from Stroke TV.
Stroke TV.
Yeah.
So he was just like myself. He suffered a stroke, and so he's been doing podcasts about stroke, people who awareness and whatnot. So that's how we know each other. And we got Mary Blair. Hi, Mary Blair. So if you're here for the first time, depending on where you logged in at, you have several options. But the important option is go to YouTube and subscribe. Subscribing is free. Just subscribe to the channel.
Subscribing is your friend.
It's Mr. Badley TV on YouTube. Subscribing is your friend. You can also join if you want to support this podcast, which we do every Sunday, unless of course we say we're not going to do it. Like if we have something planned, like maybe Easter, we may not be live for Easter.
Which is next Sunday.
Yes. So long story short is you can either join on Twitch, twitch.tv, Mr. Badley TV, YouTube on Mr. Badley TV, or you can join on what's the other one?
Instagram.
Well, now Instagram we haven't figured out yet. Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you can now participate in the process in the chat. So Diane's job is to read the chat, and my job is to disseminate what she just read because I clearly cannot read the chat. Every time I read it, I get it wrong. So, and then Gabriel makes fun of me, and then I get mad at Gabriel, and then we put him on timeout.
Which he doesn't ever go on timeout.
Never goes on timeout.
So Gabriel says, Stanley, are you
Hello, Texas.
Well, clearly you were doing the chat right now. You want read Gabriel's post.
I don't see it. Where is it? Oh yeah, Stanley, are you aware that? Yeah, no, I didn't lose my blue check on Twitter. Didn't lose it. Every time you make a change on your see when you subscribe to Twitter, every time you make a change, and you notice what I did was it says news in bio. It was a playoff of all the things we kept getting. It said nudes in bio.
I bet you kept getting.
No, a lot of people kept getting them.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people who have a lot of followers were getting this thing that says. Even Susan was telling me she gets them all the time. Mm-hmm. So she knows people on Twitter, so she's able to reach out, and they blocked it. So when I changed mine, and one of my followers sent me what do you call it? Like a way to do it.
Code?
No, not a code. He gave me he built it for me, and they said just copy this and paste it, and I changed it and just changed the letters.
It's not coding?
No, it's not. No, not a code. He just made me a what do you call it when you build you something?
A template?
A template, thank you. So he gave me a template, and I went back and changed it to news in bio. Uh-huh. So it's kind of a play on words. So, but with the minute you change your profile photo or your actual name, they take your check mark down until they can verify that it's not something like that conflicts with their rules and regulations.
Yeah, so you've been hacked or something.
Yeah, so I just got a message today that they are reviewing it, and then they'll give my check mark back. They just want to make sure you're not. So that's been a new thing. So for the record, I've had a blue check mark since I think 2014 or before that.
I have no idea. I've never had a blue.
So if you click the check, it's not there now. If you click a check, it tells you how long the person has had a check mark. So it tells you that mine was a check mark before they had to pay. It was
you could pay for
legacy check mark, which means I got it because I was someone they consider it to be, because back then when you first did Twitter, it was only like celebrities, doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs, and news journalists. Okay. It's a play on words. So all the different ones had a check mark to verify. So then they made it. Then Elon Musk took it over. They changed it. They changed it to anyone can buy a check mark, which, in my opinion, kind of defeats the purpose of the check mark, because I've seen some people who have check marks that only had to count for like 3 days. It seems like
it's because they paid for it.
They paid for it.
Yeah.
But you when you've been led to believe that the check mark it has significance to it, it kind of convolutes a little bit, and then you'll know who's really what anymore. But I've seen some of the
convolutes the like authenticity.
I've seen some of the bots that have, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I saw some bots that had check marks. So, and then I see a account I saw an account that had 0 followers and 0 friends, but it had a check mark. And I'm like, how does that work?
Maybe they paid for it.
Well.
So Gabriel says, I thought you said you'd had it since you created your account in 2009.
I don't know. I would have to go back and check it. But if you go back and look at if you want to find out who's what, click the check.
Bless you.
Thank you. Here we go with that again. So that's how you find out. You click the check and it tells you. And I believe, I personally have some input in how they wrote the thing.
How they wrote what?
The check marks.
Bless you.
Wow.
Bless you. Do you need tissue or anything?
Not yet, but I'll take one just in case. So the reason why I say that, because at one time they were still trying to figure out how to do the check marks. Mm-hmm. So at one point it literally said this person may or may not be famous. I'm like, what? Because
people had started paying for it, so in order to
But then they changed it now, and now I can't show it to you because I don't.
You don't have yours.
Well, yeah, I don't have it, so I can't show it to you anymore. But once it comes back, then we can show it to you.
Community Voices allergy season is coming. Yeah. Yeah, you felt a little bit stuffed up this morning, huh?
Well, the wind.
The wind is kicking out here.
Yeah.
Kicking
so the wind. We're on a cliff. So when you live on a cliff, we get a lot of wind, and we can always tell the warm days because when the warm days, the wind comes from offshore, from on land, like in the valleys, and it comes out and it blows that direction. And then we have the storms where it blows this direction, and then we have the winds that are this direction. So it's like we get all different winds. And
we just had rain yesterday, and we're supposed to get rain, I think, on Wednesday or something. So there's a lot going on with our weather out here.
Yes. So, yes, the winds have stirred up a lot of allergies. So I had to go back and check when I was actually got my check mark, because I remember it just showed up one day. And I was like, oh, cool. And it was kind of cool because.
Did you apply for it initially?
I never applied for it. I never applied for a check mark.
Okay.
Because I lived in the Bay Area, and I think Twitter was in the Bay Area at that time. It was called Twitter back then. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, it was called Twitter before it became X.
I think most people know.
And so then one day I wake up and I get up and I log on to Twitter and it goes, oh, congratulations, you've been verified as authentic journalist. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, wow. So I didn't think it had any significance until people started creating fake accounts of mine. And they said that was to prevent people from making a fake account of you, so that way you can know that it's been verified. So it's kind of funny now when I talk to people, they go, well, before they sold the verification stickers, people say, well, how did I find you? Say, well, look for Stanley Roberts and look for the check mark. Mm-hmm. And she would always start laughing because she's like, why are you saying that? Like, because
I didn't really get the whole check mark thing either. I didn't have one. So I was like, oh, but then I get it now, especially since we learned of someone who got scammed on Facebook because someone had made a duplicate page of him. So a duplicate in the sense where it looked exactly like it, but they had just changed the letters for your L or something. They made it capital I, so it looked like an actual L, lowercase L.
And here's another good example. So when I first started Mr. Badley TV, there were no Mr. Badley accounts. Mm-hmm. Now there's 20. They're Mr. Badley original, the first Mr. Badley, _ Mr. Badley.
Do you have a check for the Mr. Badley page?
I don't, because here's why I don't have a check mark for it. And this is the argument I had with so an airplane is taking off now.
There's a plane there.
We have our window open. You can't. It's never been open before. This is the first time we opened it up.
Yeah, we usually don't have this window open when we're podcasting.
And this gives me a view of things that's going on. So, what was I saying?
So you're talking about Mr. Badley.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So the different Mr. Badley. So I tried to verify it, but to do verification on Instagram, you have two options. Mm-hmm. I can apply for a thing where they do the whole background check and check. So I tried to do it where you pay the $14.99, mm-hmm. and I figured I would just find a way to offset the cost of it, so that way we can make sure that the account isn't being somebody's not trying to do the same thing with it. But Instagram won't allow you to check mark a brand. You can't, because
Mr. Badley TV is not they don't see it as a person.
They don't see it as a person. So since they don't see it as a person, I have to put if you were paying attention a couple of days ago or maybe a week ago, you would see it said Stanley Roberts and then it had my picture, because they made me take off the branding and put a real name so they can verify it. So then I got verified and I figured, okay, I'll just go back and change it. Now I've been verified. I put up Mr. Badley TV and I put up the logo, and it said you can't do that. If you do that, you lose your verification. Thank you, Big Bucks Bradley.
Thanks, Big Bucks Bradley.
For the 99 cents super chat. And if you're here and you want to super chat us, please.
Hey, look, Albie's here.
Oh boy.
What's up, Albie?
Albie?
On X.
What's up, Albie? That's my homie.
Albie is one of our really great friends.
He's a good guy. No matter what they say about him, he's a good guy.
Well, for some reason it says here, Mr. Bally TV, error, no input, auto start camera.
I have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
That's something to do with. I have no idea. It's something to do with YouTube. If you
What's
can
up,
see us on
Jeanette?
YouTube, we're still here. I don't know what is going on. That whole Mr. Badley thing has been crazy.
Jeanette says, I'm a little late, just a quick pop in. Today's been a rough day for me.
Popped in and said, is that a bot? Popped up and said error. It's a bot. We don't know why. We don't know. YouTube has been having some issues lately.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the record, I've just become a YouTube affiliate. So I don't know what that even means.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm part of a YouTube affiliate. So I don't
Okay.
know. So you can actually go in there now and buy like Mr. Badley shirts. You'll see it show up in the video. So if you go in there, you can get what you want. Go to Linktree though. If you want anything that is embroidered, you have to go to Queensboro. That's where all of our embroidery stuff is.
I'm not representing Beeb today.
And we don't have any to give away. Queensboro makes them as you order them. So I don't have like boxes of shirts because we can never afford that. We're still trying to, we work off of donations to do these podcasts. We do it every year. Every week we try to. And it's fun. And by the way, Millennial Boom is because I'm millennial and she's a boomer. In theory. Because I'm more tech savvy.
And I'm more old school. Like I'd rather do pen to paper.
Yeah, she still fills out journals.
I love journaling.
Look how screwy my thing looks here. I can't change it. See? Yeah, it doesn't. I've tried it. I'll just try to close it.
That is weird.
Yeah. So my chat is unchatting. Oh, there we go. Fix that. Oh, did it again. Yeah, it's.
That's weird. You could just look at it in here then.
Yeah, it's a cattywampus. All right. Anyway, so my chat is that's why you'll be the chat queen today.
Yeah, Jeanette says it's a rough day. Today's the day my aunt passed. She always liked it when I show her the videos. Oh, Jeanette, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, really sorry. Well, hopefully we can make you
happy
a little bit better, or make you laugh. I don't know. But really sorry to hear that.
Oh, she left us 8 years ago today, but it's still hard. Understood.
Of course. I can understand that.
I had a stroke 8 years ago.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, remember the other day we were in a store and a guy in line goes, Mr. Roberts, I'm glad to see you're doing better. I heard you've been off the air for a long time for medical
issues, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that was like almost 9 years ago.
Yeah, it was almost 9 years ago in August.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, it's interesting the misinformation.
And another guy said,
but at least he genuinely cared though.
So look, it's weird. See how this is normal?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get here. And
maybe it was that bot thing that we saw.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
said error.
I was gonna refresh my page, but then
you'll stop the stream, right?
Yeah, so I won't do that. Anyway, so my feed, my chat is a little bit cattywampus. So I'm not able to see it as well. So you're going to be the leader for the chat.
I have been.
I know.
I'm always the leader for the chat.
Follow the leader.
But just look here.
Okay. But that scrolls really fast.
Well, you better train your eyes then.
Okay, guys, jumping jacks. Come on, jumping
jacks for your eyes. So then Mr. Bell, yeah, Instagram is kind of weird though, like the hoops you have to go through to get verified.
So it wouldn't let me verify it. So and then they took my $14 and told me that I had to wait to get it back.
Did you ever get it back?
Not yet. It's been a week. Still haven't got it back yet.
That's interesting. Well, also some good news though about something else pertaining to getting your money back. Well, you didn't actually get your money back, but you got your score.
Oh, by the way. And Wednesday, I'm going to do a podcast with Allison.
Okay. And
we're going to talk about, but I want to give you guys a quick synopsis. So I went through a big thing with Capital One, who just I was denied, despite having perfect credit. I made one mistake, and they were like, "Nope, we don't care," this, that, and whatever. And I'm not going to go through the whole story again, but it was a cluster. Mm-hmm. Perfect 100% score for paying on time. And then they say, I missed to pay a $25 payment. My fault. It was my fault. But they didn't want to even work with me with, how you call up somebody, hey, I made a mistake and you fix it. Nope. took you $40, and then they made me pay $900 to get my credit reinstated the way it was.
I've never heard of that before.
It felt like a shakedown. So I wrote a big article that I posted on Medium, and I sent it to them because they sent me those stupid surveys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how was your service with us today? Did you enjoy it? Was it great? And I write,
nope.
I had 11111. Nope, I can't. And I sent them a link to the
Medium article.
The Medium article. Look, who's calling me?
Oh wow. Is that real?
No, it's not real.
Oh.
It's spam.
Just wanted to say, Jeanette said last time I got to talk to her, we watched the episode when Stanley caught the guy with the 16 live chickens on Bart.
Oh,
that
yeah.
That always had her laughing.
That was crazy. Bart chickens. Remember that? Woo.
I don't remember
so
that.
So they had, remember the farmer's market at UN's Plaza?
Civic Center
So
Plaza.
they were selling live chickens.
And people
and
were
put
on
them
Bart.
in paper bags. And they were walking down the thing with paper bags full of live chickens. And then you heard a guy go,
That is so inappropriate.
You heard a guy on the thing go, attention riders, please do not bring live chickens on the train.
That is so inappropriate.
Live chickens, that was back in the day. When, remember, you know my favorite one over there was UN Plaza? Do you remember what my favorite one?
No.
The
pea?
The fountain.
Yeah, that was like your first one, wasn't it?
No,
your
it wasn't.
First or second one?
No, the fountain. So if you guys don't remember, I did a piece a long time ago of the UN fountain, which was the nastiest fountain in the world by far.
Yes.
But it wasn't even that bad to the point where you had the water was flowing. You could smell the chlorine because it was so much urine that people were doing in there that you could smell the chlorine trying to keep it clean. And I didn't want that water to touch me ever because it's just so nasty. And I'm sitting up in the window watching this fountain, and lo and behold, it's like the water's doing the whole pouring thing, and there's a guy on this side peeing in the fountain,
and there's
a guy on the other side scooping up the water from the fountain to drink it.
Oh my gosh!
Woo! I was like, you can't make this up.
That's disgusting.
But you got one guy drinking the water, and one guy peeing in the water, and one guy drinking the same water.
Why would you drink that water?
He poured it into a Gatorade and just started drinking it. I mean, if you're thirsty, you're thirsty, but that's, you know what, I'm going to have to be really thirsty on that case.
At that point, I'd rather just drink my own urine. Yeah. Sorry.
Are saying
they were dumb clucks. The chickens?
Oh yeah, dumb clucks. I got it. Woo, it's pretty funny. My aunt's favorite episode, other favorite was when the guys were sunbathing
at the Dolores Park in the Buff until he got up to relieve himself on the J Church
tracks. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So that's when I say I would blend in.
Yeah.
So you'll never see me until the video aired. It's like, what is going on here? You know, it was some.
I don't understand how you blended in with that big camera.
You know what? People are so caught up in there with the shenanigans that it's the weirdest thing. I had a guy once tell me, "I know you're here. You're not gonna catch me behaving badly because I know you're here. I know what you're here to do." And then 5 minutes later, he forgot about the camera and he started doing stuff badly. He started illegally selling what do you call those things? Transfers. He stole off a bus.
Oh, the muni transfers?
Yeah. So they would crack the window open, steal the transfers, and then sell them.
Wow.
Then you could ride all day long with the transfers. Yeah.
I can't. What is wrong with people?
Oh man, I always laugh. So just so you know, again, if you're here with me, I'm having some technical issues with the chat. So Diane is reading most of them. I can see some, but they're like grayed out. And if I don't want to refresh, because if I refresh, then we lose everything.
So people are now talking about their favorite Muni lines. Muni Boy says the J Church is my favorite line. And Jeanette says the N Judah and Hate Parnassus are my favorite Muni lines.
Now, keep in mind, everybody, as we chit-chat about different lines, that we have an international audience here. Yes. Some people may not know where these are. So
there are, yeah, and there's a lot of people that are like from other states. So just so you know, we have a Muni. Muni transportation is within San Francisco. That's like the bus, the light rail. Is the cable car considered Muni?
Yes.
It is?
Everything public transportation is San Francisco. Municipal. Muni stands for municipal. So they have railway, bus lines, and cable cars.
So Muni is San Francisco. Now, when we refer to BART, BART is like the entire Bay Area. Well, we wish it would be the entire Bay Area. Truth is, it doesn't reach all of the Bay Area, but it's called Bay Area Rapid Transit. So those are the differences, just for anybody who needs clarification.
And that's BART.
And that's BART. BART is what BART Stanley has, because you referred to BART earlier with the live chickens on BART.
Yeah.
But now that you're referring to
Muni, BART is not part of Muni.
They're not connected. BART again is all of Bay Area. Muni is just San Francisco.
And BART and I'm from Philadelphia, where the trains run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When I first moved out here to Salinas, the buses didn't run on Sundays. They stopped running at 3 in the afternoon on a regular day. So imagine going from a place where you had 24-hour train service to
because doesn't the BART shuts down now at midnight, right? Yeah. And starts back up at 4.
Yeah. And you're right. Yeah. It is. It's
SFMTA.
Yeah, San Francisco
Municipal Transit Authority.
Yeah. But everybody calls it Muni because that was the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. So municipal rail lines.
Jeanette says I'm old enough to remember riding AC Transit across the bay before BART got built. And again, for anybody who's not local, AC Transit is East Bay, right? So
Alameda County. AC stands for Alameda County.
Yeah. Gil says never been on BART, and the last time I was in San Francisco, it was a total zombie fest.
Every time I ride Muni when I used to work in San Francisco, I would get a really bad cold because it was just so nasty.
Many germs.
Just
people will just actually rub their noses and then hold on to the pole.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so gross.
But my funniest thing of ever riding Muni was when I came in on the cow train, which is another different
transportation
train line.
system.
It's heavy trains.
Yeah.
So I took cow train, which comes all the way down to where the ballpark is. If you ever want to do a map thing.
In San Francisco.
And then I got on a Muni bus, and I couldn't figure out why. When I got on the bus, it was full of people. But by the next stop, it was empty except for one person. I was like, so everybody only ran one block. Well, why would you ride the bus for one block? And it never dawned on me that I was wearing a SFMTA fare inspector hat. So everybody on the bus apparently didn't pay their fare. And they all got off.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I took a picture a long time ago and said, wow, I got on the bus with this hat on and everybody got off.
You should just do that for fun.
Well, they don't care anymore.
People are so bold now.
Back then, it's they will beat me up. Well, not beat me up. They will try to beat me up just because they think I'm a Muni inspector.
Right now?
No. I mean, right now, if I try to do it, you said you would check my fare. That's what it sounds like.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
So San Francisco has Muni, BART, Caltrain, Golden Gate Transit, and Samtrans. Yes, all those come into San Francisco.
Samtrans is Peninsula area.
San Mateo County is Samtrans.
San Mateo, yeah.
So Samtrans.
Oh, I guess.
San Mateo
you're right.
County Transportation Authority.
Yes.
Samtrans.
I just always think of it as Peninsula, but yeah, that's more.
AC Transit.
Yeah, AC Transit, Alameda County.
You have Golden Gate Transit.
Golden Gate Transit is
that's from Marin.
North Bay area. Yeah.
Then you have Transit.
For those out of the Bay Area, we have a total of 27 different transit agencies that cover different areas, although some overlap.
They overlap.
Well, thank you, Eric the Viking, for the breakdown.
Yes.
I didn't even realize it was 27 different transit agencies.
Well, you have to think about it. So you have
you have such a wide area to cover.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
And then you have those trains in the Marin.
That I've probably never read.
Yes, a smart train or something. I don't know what they call it.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. That's one area, even growing up, being born and raised in San Francisco, the North Bay area is the area I've spent the least time in. Oh, yeah. VTA is South Bay, right? Yeah. Valley Transit Authority.
Valley Transit.
Yeah. So, I spent very little time in North Bay.
And then there's what's the train that comes in from Stockton?
Ooh, from Stockton?
Yeah. There's another train that comes in every morning with all the commuters. Mm-hmm. So there's another heavy train that's not Caltrain.
And Stockton is not the Bay Area, just FYI.
Yeah.
Look, I met some people that have called Stockton the Bay Area. And I've seen Stockton on Bay Area lists too. So just clarification, Stockton is not Bay Area.
Yeah, they got Solano Transit.
Solano County, which is all the way Fairfield, Vallejo area.
So someone just made I thought I saw somebody coming up the stairs.
This is why we should probably close the blinds.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
It was just a reflection off my glasses. But they were talking about turning it into a major, all the different transit authorities out here, just one. Instead of.
How are you going to make it just one?
Well.
How is that?
Well, because then you have the Municipal Transit Authority, or whatever the main group, MTA. Mm-hmm. MTA is the parent of all these companies.
Okay.
So they're thinking about making them become so that would really get rid of a lot of people in management.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah. So because everybody would be run by one entity.
Well, I think you need those subdivisions or whatever the term would be, because there are so many different areas to cover. you need the different umbrellas to like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. For everything to run smoothly, because as of right now, still some things don't run smoothly. So what would happen if you just made one overhead? That would be.
Well, I just think that I personally would like to see BART run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I mean,
because think about the many people that when they used to close, it would end at midnight, but the clubs closed at 1.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get home.
Yeah.
You had to drive home, or you take
an Uber. Well, back then you would take just a taxi.
Well, they had taxis, and they had the I hate to use this word, but they used to call them gypsy cabs.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before.
I remember I went to New York once and rented a Cadillac. This was many, many years ago. And apparently in New York back then, before the Ubers came, a lot of these cab drivers drove Cadillacs.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I worked for CBS News when it happened. So we got we were able to rent cars from National, and we always had the same car. You always gave us a Cadillac. So I'm driving through New York. I'm trying to go find Sylvia's.
I now remember the story. I do remember.
I'm trying to find Sylvia's, and people are like trying to get in the car. I'm like, we're not a cab. We're not a gypsy cab.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what they call them. I still don't like.
I hope you kept your doors locked.
Yeah, I learned a very valuable lesson. Lock your doors in New York when you're driving a Cadillac.
How about let's just like now lock your doors in general, because don't want to get jacked.
Back to allegory season. I think he's saying.
Oh, he said allegory last time too, in reference to allergy.
Yeah, West Cat for Contra Costa County. So all the different buses.
Wow. Yeah, see, like I don't even know. I've heard of Ace Train before. Massawell said Ace Train. But like, yeah, West Cat, like.
Yeah, I like Lexus lines. They have the best reputation.
Really, Lexus lines? You mean your car?
Yeah.
When Muni Boy says when BART closes, all the different bus systems do owls that cover BART stations. Like for AZ Transit, they have 800 all-nighter, and Muni has the 714 BART early bird. That's right, they do have owls, because I remember growing up, Muni.
They have a lot of owls though. A lot of owls after COVID.
They did?
They got rid of a lot of them, yeah.
I remember the owl, because when I was growing up in San Francisco, the 15 was now what is like the T line. But so I'd ride the 15. Why do you keep punching me?
I want to see if you say owl.
The 15 was my line. And then like it would turn to the 91 owl after like midnight or something.
No, you didn't stutter. We just was laughing because you said allegory instead of allergy. So we thought that was pretty funny.
Gabriel says, Gil, you might consider investing in a better keyboard.
I'm just saying.
Wow. Let's see. Betty Veronica says, how would having a single transit agency parent company affect the current union workers, if at all?
Oh, it would affect them one way or another.
It would.
It would, because.
It would, yeah.
Because then you have to have, you'll have different unions for different areas. So imagine a strike though. So one union goes on strike, but the other one doesn't. Or one union goes on strike and the other one's.
Well, but if you only had a parent company, wouldn't everyone have to be part of the same union?
That would be, remember we worked at Cron?
And so when one union went off, which would be only one, then you would have no workers.
So remember we worked at Cron and they had SAG for people on the air and IBW for people off the air.
Off the air, yeah.
Well, what they did was they basically made an addendum to make sure that the technical people, IBW, could go on the air. Like myself.
Oh, to take the place of the SAG.
Right, which was a big battle.
Yeah.
Because SAG didn't want to give up jurisdiction. So it's always can be done. It's just how and who and who's willing to agree with it. So. And back to the airline thing we were watching today we were talking about the airline, how we watch online. It's really addictive to watch that, number one. But it's also pretty cool to watch it. And what I want to say is that they have a super chat on theirs as well. We're watching people like donating $3, $4, $5 in a super chat over and over again, or they gave away something called
like free
gift memberships.
Yeah, 5 like gift memberships or something.
So if you're on YouTube, look into those different functions they have to do. I don't know how it works, but feel free to play around with it. We don't know. We don't really do a lot of that. So if you know, I'll explain what it means, Stanley. I'd explain, but it means it.
I'd explain it, but being mean to Stanley and am ashamed. What happened?
I don't know.
I missed it.
He'll come back in a minute and explain to us.
Let's start a GoFundMe to get Gil a better keyboard device to watch on. Gabriel.
It's okay if Gil has a messed up keyboard. We understand.
Bill Van Ram says San Francisco consolidated many of their departments from SFMTA. It said by many city employees that messed everything up. I don't get that. Hold on. San Francisco consolidated many of their departments.
So they took a lot of departments and made them into
two from SFMTA. Oh, maybe I'm one of the words extra. It said by many city employees that messed everything up.
Well, back in the day, I remember I did one story from where they weren't allowed to be on their phones, and I went out and one day just used my camera and just showed every single rider I found was on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times when that happens, they start consolidating departments. When something comes up, well, how do we control this? Well, we'll move this over here, we'll move this over here, and then they want to save money because their budget's too high. Mm. And also, when you have people that work for transit like this, they build up a pension, which means when it's all over with, they have to pay off the pensions, so they have to start cutting back on money. Because when you have a union, part of the union thing is to try to get you the best living wage that you live where you're working. And then what happens down the line is that they end up having all this money that they have to pay out when all these people start to retire. So they have to figure out a way to recoup that money that they have to pay out. So they would consolidate departments to free up income. So when that happens, a lot of management ends up getting next.
Because they're the ones that probably get paid the most too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad Muni brought back the 6-Parnassus. Oh, I don't ride Muni. I try not to.
Well, I haven't rode I don't think I've ever been on the 6-Parnassus. Oh, Bill Van Ram says to form SFMTA. So San Francisco consolidated many of their departments to form SFMTA.
Yeah, because
okay, that makes sense.
Usually just called. Remember when I had a buddy that worked he was a PIO. Paul Rose.
Oh yeah.
So when he first started, so before him was another woman. I can't remember, her name slips me right now, but she was another like heavy hitter for the PIO. And a PIO means Public Information Officer for Muni at that time. Mm-hmm. And then Paul Rose became it, and it was turned into SFMTA. And they have multiple divisions of SFMTA. So they have like the parking enforcement, they have transit, they have towing. So they're all different entities within the same organization. So they have but the same boss is the same guy. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. Man, I wish my chat wasn't so screwed up.
So can you see here or no? Ow, my elbow.
Well, the two aren't synced. So
I
get one and on the other, not on the other. Anyway.
Just pay attention to this one.
I'm trying to. It's just smaller though.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Felix. He says, anything fun happening? Well, we're just talking about transportation agencies here in the Bay Area right now.
Yeah, is that better?
I didn't realize there were so many. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. So I don't think Jake's producer can fix the chat. I think it's an internal issue. We'll figure it out later, but it's all grayed out for some reason. So we think that it has something to do with the bot that we had earlier that came in and said that it was an error.
Yeah, an error.
It happened when it happened. So
Muni Boy says 2009 and 2015 were big turning points for Muni, such as the budget cuts of 2009 and the major service changes of 2015. Yeah, I was here 2009, but I was not here in 2015. So
yeah, that wind is really blowing.
Our wind is it's howling. It's owling.
Anyway, where were we before we started really interrupted?
By who? Me?
Oh, now you're owl now?
Oh, really? Betty says respect bus drivers, train conductors, etc.
Yeah. You know, the new thing they have now, which is they're frowned upon, is people have been surfing on top of BART. 2 people fell off.
Seriously?
2 people fell off and died.
Oh my God.
They're kids.
Why is that a thing?
They did in New York.
So they're doing it on top of trains that are obviously moving
at 70 miles an hour for the gram.
Oh my gosh.
But them just So they're riding on top of the trains and falling off and dying.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Why are kids doing things like this?
Well, you have to blame a lot of it. I mean,
social media, TikTok.
Well, I remember long before we had social media, people blamed it on video games.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're violent because of video games. But back then, I don't remember too much violence from video games. But now it's literally the wild, wild west. You got people riding dirt bikes down the street with no license plates, no helmets, antagonizing drivers, getting into fights. There was a video that posted to show the two cops that ran into a situation at Mission and near Silver.
This is in San Francisco.
And people were like wondering how come the cops couldn't do anything. Well, because all their tools that they have in their tool belt were pretty much so that you can't use them. You can be there and turn your lights on, but you can't use your tools. Most San Francisco PD officers don't have tasers. They are not allowed to shoot at moving vehicles. So if you're on an ATV, that's a moving vehicle. So there's so many things that restrict them from doing their job, not because they don't want to, it's because they're told not to. Typing in the chat box, the font is small and difficult to see,
makes me look like drunk posting. You're all good.
It's okay, man.
Bill Van Ram.
It's okay to be drunk and posting. Just don't post anything.
Just don't post nudes in bio.
Yeah. You can type news in bio, but not nudes in bio.
Mooney Boy's got a point. They do it for clout.
So yeah, social media has dumbed down the world we live in. People, remember the people eating soap, Tide Pods?
Tide Pods, I do remember that.
Because they saw it online.
I do remember that.
And then, so everything has been exacerbated because of social media. So you had stupidity with already stupid people, and you ended with stupid actions.
You know what I wanted to tell the people that were doing like the Tide Pod challenge? I wanted to be like, if you really want to get that feeling, I think if you just got the fruit snacks Gushers and just put like a bunch of the Gushers in your mouth and then you eat, because Gushers are at least edible, you'd get the same feeling of bursting a Tide Pod in your freaking mouth. Just get the Gushers, the fruit snacks, and you're all good. And it's edible. I mean, it's still not healthy, but at least it's not like, like toxic like a Tide Pod, right? Have you ever tried Gushers, the fruit snacks?
I know what Gushers are.
They used to, I used to like them a lot. I don't eat them anymore.
You like things that gush in your mouth, huh? I'm asking a question.
Moving on. I can't with you. I'm just saying, instead of a Tide Pod, just try the fruit snacks Gushers. Then at least you won't poison yourself.
Okay.
Wow, anyways. Nobody ate Ride Pods, said Gil.
I think he meant Tide Pods.
I know. And Gabriel said, have a Tide Pod instead of Tide Pod.
Or Ride Pods. Oh, now we just I know some people say technology is going to the end of the world. I mean, some extent, yes. But you read it.
Which one? Oh, I know some people say technology is going to be end of the world. I mean, to some extent, yes, but sometimes no, the internet can be toward our detriment or to our benefit.
But when you got people that are so it's like monkey see, monkey do. Remember the people that were climbing up on milk cartons?
Oh, yeah, then that shit would crack.
And they were breaking their bones.
Yeah, they were.
They
were falling. Or people were stacking chairs and climbing up on chairs.
Yeah. I mean, aliens are flying by going, nope, can't stop there.
I just don't get it.
They're like, hey, we should take some of these people and save them. No, don't bring them to our planet. Do not bring them to our planet. No, do not.
It's kind of embarrassing. But I think it's also, when it comes to these challenges, people think that maybe they're invincible and also they're capable of doing overcoming it.
Well, now you have 14-year-olds, 12, 8, let me go backwards because I just saw a video of an 8-year-old.
Oh, driving
down the street, running red lights in Oakland. Then you got 14-year-olds that literally are carjacking people, running from the police. And when they try to stop them, they'll literally crash into someone to avoid getting caught. Because they know that most agencies have a no pursuit policy.
Wow.
So they'll speed away. And there's a case where the cops roll up on a burglary in progress and the guys will run out, jump in the car, and drive away.
And they can't chase them.
And they can't chase them. It's against their policy.
That's wild.
And he's like, right, it's a selfie world. But even now, we're far less. We've kind of moved away from the selfie world into a stupid world.
Well, she also says people only care about making themselves look good and get likes, follows, etc. Instead of working on themselves, people rely on external approval.
You know what?
Yep.
One thing I hate though is like people like to use the word clicks. Like when I post something, oh, you posted that for clicks.
They're like clickbait.
I'm like, how's that? What was that story I posted? They said it was clickbait, but it was legit. Because you read it and you were like, how's that clickbait? You're telling the truth. I forgot what it was.
I forgot what it was too.
Anyway, so yeah, post it.
Want me to look it up?
No, it's okay. They say, oh, you're doing it for clicks. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't really benefit from clicks, but all right. Oh, you trying to get your? Oh, I love when they tell me I'm trying to get my social media status.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Like, what is social media status? Like, you're trying to like?
No, if you get social media status, when you walk down the street, there are bells that ring. Here he comes, Mr. Got all the likes today. Nope, never happened.
Oh my God, I can't. Don't ever do that again.
Cat orange whistling.
But I think you're like beyond social media status though.
I'm like, okay, I did TV for 30 years. The actual television. I'm not trying to, been there, done that, burn the t-shirt. I don't really need the clicks.
Burn the t-shirt.
I'm trying to educate people. I would like you to
subscribe.
Be educated.
Yeah. Well, and subscribe. Well, I think the big difference now is that when people people are saying like you're doing it for the clicks, but you're not doing it for the clicks. You're doing it to educate people. You're doing it to prove a point.
But to be fair, there are sometimes I get silly on social media. Sometimes. But you know what? You got to have a sense of humor. If you don't have a sense of humor, like who was it? We did one day. We posted something and they were like, Tom Cryer, I love that. What was it we were doing the other day? When somebody came up and said something. It's like you really, people, and I understand how people don't want to put themselves out because there's always someone who will come at you. It's always someone.
Always someone.
They'll come at you, and I've learned to just ignore them because when you feed them, wow, look at this.
You do a great job. Oh, is that supposed to be you? I don't understand this. We probably should be looking into this. No, this is what it disappeared on here.
No, see, Kevin, face.
It was actually like different faces though.
Yeah. Mr. Badley seems to be trying to reset itself. It's not me doing it, just for the record, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out why it keeps doing that.
We have to have, we have to get Jace.
Yeah, that's what Gabriel had suggested earlier.
What's your first social media of Stanley? I like Twitter. I like X.
He says Friendster. I had a Friendster.
I don't have a Friendster account.
My first social media,
my first. Black Planet?
Black Planet was mine too.
Yeah.
Well, AOL doesn't count, right?
Well, you know what? I didn't like AOL because I felt like a surfer.
I had AOL, but was AOL considered an internet provider?
Remember the chats when it was going so fast?
Yeah.
And you had to try to jump in there and get something in there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember that one time on AOL when I was like ASL and you responded?
What's the ASL stand for?
Oh yeah, that definitely wasn't you then. ASL, age, sex, and location. You try to find out someone's like age, sex, and location.
See, I didn't know all that stuff.
ASL. No. So so I guess AOL. If I know AOL is an internet provider, but I'm trying to think if it was social media too, because it had chats and it had instant messenger. So maybe not. But anyways, I guess my first social media would have been Black Planet too.
Oh no! No!
I had Asian Avenue.
No, Tom
was MySpace. No, Black Planet came out before MySpace.
Okay, so I had MySpace, and then I learned about MySpace Angles.
I had MySpace too. Did you take MySpace Angles?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what it was. So you see,
I just remember your MySpace with a big 8.
We ate there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Planet, AOL, IC, iSpace.
ICQ, MySpace. Yeah. See, I had Black Planet. I had Asian Avenue. I had Mi Gente. Mi Gente was for what? Mi Gente was the same as Black Planet and Asian Avenue. It was just for
Was that when you were in Spain?
It was just for huh?
Was that when you were in Spain?
No, I had it before I went to Spain. And then I had Friendster.
And what is Friendster?
Friendster was right before MySpace. You added all of your friends and stuff, but you had your own page.
Well, I didn't have any friends.
You had your own page too. I had Friendster, MySpace, then Facebook.
You turned me on to
Mob Wars
on
Facebook.
That's what I used to play Mob Wars on Facebook.
He's easily influenced by me. So he has a Facebook page. No, you had Facebook before me though, right?
No, you
created Facebook.
You said.
Oh my gosh, you guys! He's the reason. I'm the reason why he has Facebook. You guys, you can thank me later. Just kidding. 2008, I introduced him to Facebook then, yeah, because I wanted him to play Mob Wars.
Wait, what is Facebook? He says it was called the Facebook.
Yep. Yeah.
So
really, if anyone wants to hear the full story of Diane's social media, like AOL and Friendster in 2007, watch Millennial Boom September 13, 2020. Wow. All right, Gabriel, thanks a lot. First social media was chat rooms. Okay, then Bill Van Ram. My first social media was AOL then, because that's when I first started talking in the chats in AOL.
I remember he said, "You've got mail."
Yep,
I couldn't wait to you run home and you type your phone line for hours because you got mail.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because we actually didn't have 2 lines for our internet, so if someone tried to call the house while I was online, it was busy.
I actually ordered 2 lines, one for internet and one for regular phones. So that way we can always get. So I wouldn't give out the internet number. I would just give out the home number.
Yeah.
So that way you could call and we would, because I really hated it.
You were balling out of control, and I was not.
I was balling on a budget. Back then, it was just we didn't have cell phones then.
You didn't have a cell phone? Oh yeah, that was like this because this was like late 90s. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. You've got bail.
Yeah, you've got bail.
You said you've got bail?
Yeah, that's what I used to say all the time. You got bail.
I was gonna say something, but I don't want to change this conversation.
That was no joke. I say you've got bail.
But so I won't say it. I'll change the conversation.
No, what is it?
No, I'm not gonna say you.
That's the one about
you've got bail. Apparently someone doesn't.
Huh?
Oh my God! Again. I'm not explaining that. Some people might have gotten that, but anyways.
So she literally turned me on to Facebook, and I was like, I don't really do social media like that. And so I got on. Then we started playing Mob Wars. And it was like I was addicted to Mob Wars.
Ooh,
What's up, Papa Daddy?
Man, Massa Wells bringing it back. Calling cards, pagers, payphones. I remember when I made a joke to Stanley the other day when I'm talking to him on the phone because he went to go run an errand and I was at home and I called him. I go, all right, I gotta go. You're taking up my daytime minutes. Remember? He didn't get it because remember there was a point where like you had daytime minutes and you had nighttime minutes. Nighttime minutes like from 9 to like 9 a.m. I guess. Was it 9 p.m. to 9 a.m.? It was like 9 p.m. to something in the morning. You didn't have to pay. There were unlimited minutes, but then daytime minutes you actually had like anywhere like between 450 to like 1,000 depending on your plan.
Well, I remember when I first started working at Cron, everything we did was by two-way radio.
Mm-hmm.
You had to say the call number and then you had to say what you're going to do. And then they finally switched up and got us Nextel.
Oh, I remember Nextel, yeah.
And then they started, as we got on, I was the first one, even before they had the headphones hands-free, I was already hands-free because I was driving a big truck. So I put on the headphones and that way I could talk to you. They go, oh, you already got hands-free. And, you had the big old phones and whatnot.
You were hands-free before
hands-free
was a thing.
And that was it. I had you brought the headphone from the store and they had the little mouthpiece that came down like this. And that way when I drove, I could just talk with people on the phone. And then they had remember the little earpieces that you put in your ear, Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Then that was the newest thing.
Those Bluetooth.
Yeah, you got a little Bluetooth in your ear.
Remember I lost mine? You gave me one and I lost it at the store.
Hello, William Lynn. Hi, Stanley.
Hi, William. Oh, he only said hi to you. Never mind then. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
So if you're here now, I see we have 223 people watching right now. Please, I should see my. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at Mr. Badley TV.
Yes.
Go there and it's free. Just subscribe. So when I get done, I should see at least 200 new subscribers when I get done.
Yes, please.
At least, because I know most of you guys that here already here and you've already subscribed, and I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh, Felix.
What?
Backstreet Boys, Blockbuster movie night, writing love letters.
Oh, I remember going to Blockbuster.
I remember going to Blockbuster too.
I had a Blockbuster card.
Me
too.
too.
And I used to hate it because they were always out of the movies I'm like.
I feel like me and you have talked about this.
Yeah, they always out of the movies.
Yeah.
Always out of the movies.
Yep.
And they always had video games. I didn't play video games.
I was just about to ask you if you rented video games.
No, I never played video games.
I always rented video games on my Super Nintendo.
My first video game I ever played in my life, when I say video games, I mean at home. Because I worked at an arcade in Philadelphia.
You used to play like a Pac-Man.
I played Pac-Man, the original Pac-Man, the Olympic thing where you have to do like this and bang on the thing and do the Olympics. Yeah, you bang and you try to make the guy run and do the javelin.
Do they have joysticks? What are those things called?
No,
joysticks.
No, it had no buttons. And you tap the button really, really fast.
And he had to make his legs go like this.
Yeah, make his run, and then you push a button and he throws the javelin. So that was.
I never played that before.
So that was what I did. Worked at the arcade, and it was funny because when I worked in the arcade, it was in Philadelphia, and in the wintertime, you can always tell the cops they were in trouble because if you fell asleep in your wheel, they would make you walk a beat in the wintertime, and it would be colder than nuts on a freaking freezer. So they would come into there to warm up.
That's really bad example.
And I'm like, why are you? And I was asking, why are you here? And it turns out that they were on punishment. They fell asleep in the car working overnight shift. So they made them walk a foot beat down Chester Street in Philadelphia. And then they would come into the arcade to warm up before they had to go back out again. So they wouldn't give a car because they fell asleep in the car. So that was their punishment.
That sucks.
Yeah. So so the first time I actually played a video game at home was right after I had my stroke.
Oh, PlayStation. Oh no, Xbox.
Xbox. And my roommate at the time, because I was renting a room.
Adam,
I was renting a room. I guess you call it roommate, but I was really a room for him. So it was like we were on the loose together. So he rented a room on the lease together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I rented a room from him, and he had a GTA
on Xbox.
On Xbox. So I was using his GTA to play the game, and it was his character, but he let me play it, and it was fun. It was weird because at that time on Xbox, it was such a hackable platform that you literally would see people walking down the street with giant Christmas trees in the ground coming down the street. Or you come out your apartment and there'll be like a giant windmill that someone built and it's like right in the middle of the street.
So you started playing video games at home when it was already connected to like the internet, when it was already like you were streaming with like playing video games with people in other places.
It's my birthday on Friday, March 29th. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Isn't that Good Friday?
That is Good Friday, yeah. Oh, I have a friend that has a birthday on March 29th too. She just reminded me today that her birthday is also on March 29th. I'm 36, little gray hair showing now. Oh, Felix, don't worry. I'm older than you just by, a few years, but I have grays here too.
I don't have any gray hair yet. I'm sure at some point it'll start to pop up.
Oh, please.
What? This isn't gray. This is white.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that is white.
Yeah. So I don't have gray hair, but I got an afro, upside down afro.
Papa Daddy says that's a leap from the arcade to online.
I know it is a leap.
Yeah, because so you went from arcade video games. So wait, let me get this right. You didn't even play like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, or original Nintendo?
I didn't drink
What about Sega Genesis?
I didn't drink my first cup of coffee until after I had my stroke.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I also introduced you to.
Now I drink coffee every day.
Remember, I used to always make you a chai.
Yeah, that coffee was, and the chai, that wasn't coffee.
That had caffeine in it.
That was chai, and it would give me so buzz.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he used to always visit me.
She was a barista.
Yeah,
and she made me a chai
tea latte.
Chai tea latte, and it was like I drink it, and all of a sudden I'm like, I felt like I was high.
I just love that you used to always visit me to say hi.
Yep. So. Yep, and that was over on 3rd Street.
3rd Street, yep. I used to work at a coffee shop in the Dog Patch in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't do any of that stuff. There were no LAN parties.
What are LAN parties?
LAN is like, dial up almost.
Oh, dial up. Okay.
LAN.
Yeah.
LAN something. I don't know what it means. It may not be dial up. I think dial up was dial up, and LAN was like when you LAN was when you could plug into like internet access.
Okay.
So yeah, I played Space Invaders, Pong, which is the first one ever. Remember Pong with the little the square dot? How to square a ball bounce? I had no idea. There was a square. You never played Pong?
What? I'm not talking. You're describing.
But you're looking at me like what is Pong?
I was waiting for you to describe it so I could figure out if I knew what it was.
No, I knew by your look. You're like,
oh wait, what is
you're like Pong?
I didn't say anything.
What's Pong?
I didn't say anything. What did my
Look it up.
What did my face look like?
Like you're saying, what the heck is Pong? That's what your face said.
Wait, hold on. Let me Google it.
Centipede. Yeah, all the different. My favorite game.
Is this Pong here?
Yeah, that's it right there. So when I was.
I don't think I played that.
So I remember though that I never really played Pong because I never had video games at home. But I've known people that had Pong, and I've seen it. And it was like that. So that's right there. So
this one?
Yeah, how a square ball bounce? I have no idea.
Oh wait, how do I?
But my favorite game ever was a game called Berserk.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, Berserk is a video game that if you go to Santa Cruz, they still have one. Beach and Boardwalk.
Oh, okay. In their arcade area?
Remember, here we go. Humanoids must not escape. So that was it. You were in a room with a bunch of robots. And
why is that Mr. See, that's what it disappeared. Did you see it?
Well, I got this.
Oh gosh.
So maybe it's worked out. Let me try it and see if it's better. Nope, still messed up. Let me go down some
Good evening, Terrence. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm still all screwed up here. So I'm not even going to look at it.
Okay, Gabriel wants to remind us that his birthday is September 8th, which falls on Sunday this year, so don't forget.
September 8th?
Yeah. I'll remember that. You want to know why? Because my dad's birthday is 2 days after that, September 10th.
What month is this?
Well, he just wants to remind
us.
What
month is this?
Dad, why are you yelling? It's March.
So how many times do you think before we get to September 8th that Gabriel's going to remind us of his birthday?
He's just telling us because Felix.
How many times before we get to September 8th will Gabriel remind us of his birthday?
I think you're taking it out.
How many times before we get to his birthday will he remind us?
You're taking it out on the wrong person.
No, I'm asking the question.
He'll remind us every month.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Bill Moran, Duck Hunt, yes, was almost an addiction. Duck Hunt was the first game where I actually shot, like where I took a gun and was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that gesture. But anyways, I loved Duck Hunt. That was fun. I actually didn't own an original Nintendo. My cousins had one, so I'd go over their house to play. But so the first one I got was a Super Nintendo. Love that. I still have my Super Nintendo and N64, and I want to hook it up at our house so that Stanley could play it, so he could see what like older video games are like.
My first official video console was brought by
me. I got him a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I still have it.
But I would love for you to play with the Super Nintendo and the N64.
You want me to play with you?
Play with the Super Nintendo and N64.
I was just trying to get clarification.
I would love. Look, can we hook it up one day? Like, it would be so much fun.
You want to hook up one day?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh. Woo.
Come on.
So I played today. I played GTA today, and I brought a police car and souped it up. So now
and a helicopter.
I got tons of helicopters.
Oh, okay.
I got a fighter jet. I got my favorite a warthog. I have a warthog, and not an animal.
Yes, I know.
What's a warthog?
A helicopter. I mean, a military plane. Oh, friggin' A. Why do you do this to me?
Because you're too easy.
Wait, it's a plane.
A10 Warthog.
It's a plane.
That's it right there.
Okay, well, why didn't you just call it a Thunderbolt?
Because you wouldn't know what that was if I told you.
Okay, but if you said that, that sounds more like a plane than a warthog. You guys, why do you let him treat me like this?
I didn't stream it because I haven't hooked up the cameras. No cameras anymore. Because you guys are trying to spy on me.
You guys are trying to spy on me. So William said a couple of things that I think I missed. So he says, wait, hold on.
Yes, it is. San Mateo actually declared loneliness a state of emergency.
So he said, I saw a post about a UC Berkeley computer science professor who told a person on a discussion site, who told the person asking about Bay Area dating, and the work said to go anywhere else but the Bay. He said anywhere else on Earth is better than the Bay for dating.
They said there's no bad dating here, bad dating site here.
So what's your opinion on the Bay Area? Do you think that professor from UC Berkeley is correct in what he said? William, my theory of life is people are trying to survive rather than build relationships, build connections, etc. This is why life feels so depressing these days. And then he says the San Mateo County actually declared loneliness as a state of emergency. That is crazy to hear.
So can you call 911 if you're lonely though?
No.
And by the way, Gabriel, yes, I did stream a few times. When I have a camera still, I just haven't hooked it up yet. So I did used to stream. I never made it work to where I wanted to be, where you could see me full screen, but it would be you could see me in the corner. So I used to stream, but I also found out that when I streamed, I found out what was that?
That was me.
Oh. I found out that when I played the game, I got attacked a lot more when I streamed.
Why? Because people saw what you look like?
I don't know what was going on. I just know that I got attacked more. Because it's called to get griefed.
It's what?
Griefed.
Grief?
Yeah, when you're playing the game, you get griefed. Somebody comes and just attacks you. Somebody you don't know. No one knew from a can of paint.
Because of what you look like?
No, I don't know why they just grief you, but they do. They attack you and they shoot you. And then sometimes you would reappear in like a middle of an airport where you're out in the middle of nowhere. There's no shelter, and they would just every time you came back live, they'd shoot you again.
This is why I like playing video games like Super Nintendo or N64 because no one else can play with me.
So what happens if you call 899 for loneliness?
No, 988.
Okay, what happens if you call 988 for loneliness? Does somebody come by and make you unlonely?
I don't know. Why don't you call it? Isn't 988 isn't that the suicide? Is that the suicide line?
No, I don't know. I think I don't know anymore. 988 loneliness line.
No, it's the suicide and crisis lifeline.
Well, I guess if you're lonely, that could be a crisis.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to that, I've seen that. I think there was that a study about the Bay Area. I saw like a news story, but I like just briefly heard it about the Bay Area not being like the best place to meet people or like date. I mean, I think it really is your preference.
I think it's hard because it's expensive out here, number one. So whenever you go, I've watched, what's the guy on the radio, J-Bo? He was saying that the average meal now for two is $100. Mm-hmm. And that's including alcohol, but that's not true because you and I go out and we have no alcohol and it's still $100. It's like, why am I spending $100? Who'll only have suicidal thoughts or should be that way thoughts are just for loneliness. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I mean, I think that, personally, I met you in the Bay Area. We met in the Bay Area.
We talking about in general.
Well, I'm just saying that it's possible. Like, I met you in the Bay Area, so like.
Did you meet the Bay Area? Because you just said like I want to make sure you got it right.
Anyways, I personally think that it might be harder nowadays, but back like maybe like a decade ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I think this might have been a much better place to date, to be honest. But I think it all depends on like how old you are, what your interests are, like who do you like to surround yourself with? Because these things are so generalized that I don't necessarily agree with someone saying this is not a great place to be or not a great place to meet people. Because if you look like at other places,
what? Daddy said, I think he meant 1-900.
1-900. What? What? I was in the middle of a thought, so I'm not paying attention. Can I finish my thought or no? Anyways, I was going to say, I think that if you try to look at places like where there's like Austin, is it Austin, Texas? Where there are a lot more like younger people, a lot of younger people meet up there. And then there's other places like LA is such a widespread place. So different places of LA, like Venice.
What problem we have now is case in point.
What?
The story I told you today. This guy goes to a restaurant with his friend, not his girlfriend. Well, maybe his girlfriend. He says, hey, I'm going to a birthday party. You want to go with me? He says, okay. So he goes to the birthday party. He says, in his opinion, it was the biggest birthday party he's ever been to. So there must have been 12 people there. And he said he knew something was wrong because you understand when we get into it at some point. Said you knew something was wrong because everybody at the table were ordering like 3 or 4 appetizers. They're ordering steak with sprinkled gold on it. They're ordering the big ticket items. It's kind of like when you're at home and you have those people that don't drink expensive liquor their whole life until they come to your house and you have expensive liquor, and all of a sudden they have a palate for like, oh, you have the Dom Perignon. Can I have some? I drink it all the time. You've never had Dom Perignon. Anyway, back to before I get off base too far. So in the way it turned out was he went out there on this date. They tried to stiff him with the bill for $3,500.
That's a big bill.
$3,500. But he already knew the game, what was going on. So he went and paid his bill, which was $115, and he paid the tip. And he came back and he sat down and watched the fight begin. And sure enough, they were going to try to flip it around and make him pay for the whole bill. And he said, "Oh, just put on your bill, and then we'll Venmo you the money."
Yeah.
But we all know that in the mix-up of Venmoing money, somebody's going to slip through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually somebody who spent $250, don't have no money. You know those people who show up and don't have no money. I remember though my funniest story of it happening, and I think that's why my nieces don't speak to me anymore. The story I told about how we went to the
Did you tell that at the?
I think I may have.
Oh, okay.
I think I may have. That may be what it was. But
it could be.
But a long time ago, my sister lived in Texas, and I flew out. She said, "Hey, come out to visit." And this was the /90s. So I fly out to Texas, and I'm hanging out with her, and then they decided when to go out and eat. So she has her girlfriend with her, and just me and her girlfriend, and my sister. So we go to a place called Papados, which I've never heard of before. They have something called dirty rice, and we're there. We sit at the table, 3 of us, and they're ordering, and they're like, "Yeah, I want this, I want that, and I want this," and I'm ordering just what I want to eat, just enough to, I'm not a big eater. Despite what people think, I don't eat a lot. You tell me I don't eat enough sometimes.
Yeah, you undereat.
She says I undereat, which is crazy because
that's a different story.
Yeah, a whole different story altogether. So then when the bill came, they were doing like this. Like the bill came, they were like,
"Oh,
look at that beautiful ceiling." And I kind of knew.
No one said, "Oh my God, I gotta go to the bathroom."
No one did the bathroom thing, but they were like, "Ah." And then they go, "Well, brother, we don't have any money. Can you?" I'm like, "Wait, so you invite me to dinner, but nobody has money?"
You should have been like, "I don't have money either."
No, I mean.
I know, I'm joking.
I was in LA, and I was, doing the news in LA, and so it wasn't an issue, but it was like you invited me to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming if I'm being invited, then you're taking me to dinner. But they ate like kings and queens, and I got stuck with the bill. Mm-hmm. She said to me, "I'll make it up to you. I'll take you out with my boyfriend will come by," and so I'm like, "Okay, fine." I'm still there for a week. He shows up. And I mean, he must have been in his 80s. And she was probably in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So he takes us to dinner to, what's that place called? He had a coupon for seniors night.
Oh, Golden Corral?
Golden Corral. I've never been to a Golden Corral. Never heard of a Golden Corral. Mm-hmm. But we went there with his senior coupon. And I was like, okay, I'm like, okay, love you guys. I got to get back to California. That was my first Texas experience. Although Texas is interesting because it's like people are waving at you. "Hi, how you doing?" And you're from LA, and it's like nobody talks to you.
Nobody talks to you. Everybody's like, keep it moving.
Yeah. So there you go.
Betty Veronica says, "Girl, you don't need his permission to finish your point." That's true. You totally cut me off, and I asked you for permission. No more. Just kidding.
Mrs. Roberts, we have to have a chat with you.
I'm sorry, who?
Betty Roberts.
I'm sorry, who?
Remember
Betty Roberts? Yep.
That was back in the.
That was back in the Twitch days.
Twix days.
Twix days. Man, I haven't had a Twix in a very long time. Twix.
Mm. Yeah, just break them in half and eat part.
There's 2 pieces that
right.
Came in. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't eat a lot of candy.
I don't. His Golden Corral like crappy bees.
Yeah.
Look at those crappy bees.
Applebee's.
Oh yeah.
You were there before. Remember that when we went to in Arizona? It was so horrible. Oh my God.
I was like, I think that was my first and only time.
I love it because the sign said Applebee's this way, and we must have drove like 10 miles.
Yeah, we still didn't find it.
How the hell is this? We're off the freeway. We got to drive 10 miles to get to it.
Wow. Gabriel says no. It started on December 13, 2020.
Before Twitch. Thank you, Gabriel. Oh, by the way, if you haven't joined us, Gabriel is our resident expert of what we've done in the last 4 years.
Muni Boy says, I've been spaced out for 25 minutes and forgot that I was in the stream.
He's smoking
Dang, Muni Boy, what are you doing over there that you spaced out?
Smoking the ganja, huh? You're taking the THC drops.
THC.
THC.
Did you say TCH?
Yeah, I remember Sizzlers. You remember Sizzlers?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I used to love their bread.
I love their salad.
Oh, no. I used to love their bread.
You remember now it's a Chinese hospital over here in Daly City.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And In-N-Out Burger.
I think it's just the In-N-Out Burger location, isn't it?
No, it used to be right where the.
Did it take up both of those?
No, but they had a lot there too.
Yeah.
They put In-N-Out Burger.
Do you remember how good that Sizzler bread was, though?
I didn't like the bread.
You don't like the
No,
bread?
I just liked
You
the
didn't like
salad
that
bar.
cheesy bread?
Oh, it was okay.
What meal did you used to get? I used to always get the lemon herb
Since
chicken.
I'm in space, I'm thinking, or if something comes to my mind. Yeah, you've been smoking the ganja.
Dang, Muni Boy, you okay over there?
Whatever you're smoking, enjoy it. He's doing like this. Oh, I remember the days when I brought bread for 25 cents.
Oh, we still have a Boston Market over near us.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
Boston Market is a good example of a restaurant that oversold themselves
Mm-hmm.
to the point where they went too big too fast,
Oh,
and they had to
really?
scale back. Yeah.
I didn't start going to Boston Market until we moved to Phoenix. I hadn't tried Boston Market until I was with you.
They make a really good. The only thing I like about Boston Market is the sweet potato. With the mashed marshmallows in it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan.
So the only Golden Corral we have out here was in Tracy.
Yeah. Is
And-
Tracy still considered Bay Area?
No,
Okay.
it's over the hill.
Over there.
Once you get over the Altamont Pass,
Mm-hmm.
you're out of the Bay Area.
So what's that considered then?
The
Central
Valley, Central Valley.
Central Valley. Okay.
Yeah. And it's weird because I never realized the reach I had when I did stuff. I went out there once to eat there once, and it was like, oh, you're that people behaving badly guy. And I thought, okay, all right, I get it. I give him credit. It's just not that far from outside the Bay, but it was interesting to hear people know who I was. Then we went to Palmdale, and it was like, hey, you're the YouTube guy. Then we went to Canada. Who's behaving badly? Seattle. I know who you are. I'm like, and then people go, I bet you behave badly. I said, how can I? Everybody knows who I am. You know?
Parrish says if you travel to Utah, go to Chuck-A-Rama.
Chuck-A-Rama. We've been to Utah.
I've
didn't we?
never been to Chuck-A-Rama though.
No, but we went to Utah.
Yeah, we did go to Utah. We went
We stopped
to
off at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was an interesting experience.
That was interesting.
Yeah. There was a whole bunch of Mormons in there.
We didn't go on a Sunday though, because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday.
No, it was Saturday.
It was a Saturday. I think.
And you
yeah.
they all were dressed. They were dressed like it was almost like they weren't even Mormons. It was more like what's those the horse and buggy people? The ones that don't have any electricity.
Amish?
It was almost like they were Amish the way they were dressed.
I just remember. I vaguely remember that, but I do remember like being in Utah and feeling slightly uncomfortable.
It was a weird experience.
But I'm not sure why I felt uncomfortable. I just remember the feeling, but I don't know why. So that's kind of weird. But we did go to Utah another time where we just went just to see the area where Forrest Gump was filmed.
Yeah, that's a different part.
That
of
was
Utah.
a different part of Utah. I know. But I'm just saying though that's
think about
another time.
Think about the vastness of the Utah.
I know.
So the one we went to was
Utah's
when we were
huge.
coming back from Yellowstone.
Yeah. We were on the
We went to the Salt Lake.
The upper part.
We drove through Salt Lake.
Okay.
Because remember the whole Salt Lake Flats?
That's right, yeah.
And then the other one we were doing because we drove from Arizona and we drove through the Page area.
Yeah.
So we were on the back end. And it was like, it's weird because one part of Utah has nothing for 100 miles. The other part is just city.
You have to explore Utah a little bit more, I think.
Brian's Brokaw, a lot have been brought, and TikTok is replacing Roku headquarters by Stanley Roberts. Interesting. TikTok. Papa Daddy, I love that name.
Papa, I think I'm behind.
Papa Daddy.
Oh.
I love it when you call me Big Papa Daddy.
That was loud.
Sorry. All right. It's almost time to wrap up. Oh my goodness, we've really been chit chatting. Look what time it is.
Ooh, wait, what time is it?
1:22. We've been up.
All right, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Ooh, so people need
Well, it's almost midnight for you guys.
But
So
if you're in Hong Kong, you're just getting up.
So on that note,
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just letting you know that we have kind of, we've overstayed our welcome. I think that was Utah in the background. Laugh out loud. So yeah, we.
What?
No.
You okay?
You remember the picture I took with
It's midnight. What's up, Anon?
What's up, Anon? He's still anonymous to me. Remember when we took the picture in Utah right there by Page?
Yes, with your car.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, so in Page, Arizona, we ran into a guy who they were doing the whole balloon festival, right?
Uh-huh.
We walked up to this one guy and talked to him.
I don't want to.
We might as well have been invisible because dude never acknowledged us talking to him.
No.
Not even once. He didn't even look our way. And you would think maybe he was deaf, maybe he was blind. But no, because when someone else came up that didn't look like us, he had a full conversation.
Yeah.
He wanted no conversation whatsoever. And all we wanted to do was find out about how do you fly the balloon. And he would not even acknowledge that we stood in the same area.
I don't like it when people treat us like that.
That was crazy.
Makes me sad.
That was crazy.
I'm a person too.
Master Wells says 10 more minutes. All right, 10 more minutes.
Jeanette says, I'm going to call it a night. Are y'all doing a stream next week? Well,
we don't know yet.
Next
We're
week is
thinking
Easter,
about it.
so we're not 100% sure.
We're not 100% sure. You just said sure. Are you from you like the valley for sure?
I cannot, yeah.
What?
I cannot. Yeah. I cannot. Anyways, Jeanette, have a great night. I hope you feel better. I hope we were able to make you laugh just a little bit, or at least smile.
This thing has not loaded yet. It's been all day.
There you go. Game time decision.
Yeah. What? Easter barbecue.
I'm just mad that you
Last Easter we went to
House of Prime Rib.
But this year we on a strict budget. You just have to go to house, but no prime rib.
Maybe we'll just get one rib.
One rib. Yeah, House of Rib.
Let's pray and hope for world peace. Let's spread happiness. Yes, I agree with that.
I believe we do need world peace. Either that, we need a comment. I'm thinking we need a comment.
I'm thinking you need help.
Oh, I know I need help. We also need a comment.
Meanie Boy says, all right, I'm going to play a game of some of my friends. I'll see you guys when I'll see you guys. All right, Meanie.
See you when I see you,
we'll
Meanie.
See you. Don't zoom out. Don't zone out on your game.
Yeah, and puff pass. Vegan meal for Easter. Yeah, I'm not trying to do vegan.
Oh, Jeanette says, y'all did. I've been up since 5 a.m. for work. All right, well, rest up. And if we do go live next week, we'll see you next week.
If we don't, then we won't. But if we do, then it's cool. I'm millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And we always say this. You could be anywhere, but you chose to hang out with us.
And we appreciate
all 253 of you.
Yes.
We thank you. And we hope to be back maybe, if not next week, the week after next. But we're here, be square. But keep in mind that I will be doing a podcast with
Allison
Morrow. She's a former journalist.
Yeah.
We are going to talk in detail about the whole credit card fiasco.
So you're going to post the details on your Twitter.
It'll be on my Twitter.
So that way people know when they can watch.
And if you're on Twitter.
Is it live?
No, I don't think she edits it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think it's edited because she wants to do. She had different times and she wanted to do it. She has to edit it. She got a big old blah blah blah. Yada.
So you'll post it once it's up.
You ran a 5K.
Yeah, that was last week.
Did you tell everybody?
Yeah, I told them during St. Patrick's podcast that I ran a 5K last weekend.
Sure. Right.
I ran a 5K last weekend. I'm also doing a boot camp for the next two more weeks of a boot camp.
William said, wait, I just got here. William, you know what time we roll, homie. I love to be here forever. Forever and a day. Forever and a day.
Yeah, see, Dan ran 5K, Stanley ran a 0.1K.
Yeah. And people don't realize that that's like 67 feet.
I'm sure we all
No. Someone wrote, if you don't have proof that it didn't happen. I'm like, but that ran 67 feet?
Well,
let me explain something to you really quick.
Oh, gosh.
I used to run every day on a regular basis with a 30-pound camera. When I did Cops, when I did LAP, the TV series, when I did regular news, I ran with the camera. And if you run now, I know youngins out here running on concrete, it will damage your knees. What is that?
Because I've heard this story so much.
They haven't heard the story.
Oh my God, yes we have.
I heard this story time to time. There's people who have never heard this story.
Gabriel says 0.1 kilometers equals 328 feet.
Well, thank you, Gabriel. So then I ran 0.1 kilometer.
Oh
gosh. Sheesh. Everybody the critic. Ask Allison about her cows peeing on the fire. Okay. Good night, everyone. Watch Escape from LA.
Good night, Felix.
What did you eat? Tonight we had
Wagyu
steak.
Wagyu steak.
That was grilled in grass-fed butter.
Yes, it was a grass-fed Wagyu steak.
Grass-fed Wagyu steak.
Cooked in grass-fed butter. With green.
I made it myself.
With green beans.
Green beans. I made it myself.
And
I grew the red green beans myself.
And patata.
And potatoes. I take them and cut them in half, and that way you don't have to have all the starch. So you have a lot more protein, less starch, and then you have the green beans for the vegetables.
The fiber.
And then we drink.
And then we drink our water.
Our water, Chico Topo.
Topo Chico.
Yeah.
You say it so confidently, Chico Topo.
You know why?
Why?
They're not paying us to do this.
Okay.
So I don't have to say it right.
Then you didn't have to say the name at all.
Tipo Chaco.
Oh my gosh. We had.
Well, we were going to invite you, but you know what? We were going to invite you, but then I got high.
Oh my god.
I was going to go to church, but then I got high.
Parrish said we had chicken, mashed potatoes, and salad. Yum.
Yum.
What kind of water did you have? Did you have Topo Chico?
Oh, you have Chico Topo.
Camera's over there, Beeb.
I'm looking at here.
It's so weird.
I'm weird. We're supposed to be logged off a long time ago. Here we are, 1:29 and 56 seconds, and somebody keeps popping up going, wait, I just got here.
All right, let's call it then.
Okay,
I'll go.
Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
That's
or
correct.
Subscribe to Twitch, twitch.tv/Mr. Badley TV. Subscribe and follow us until we know you're there. And remember, we have gear. If you want Mr. Badley shirts, Mr. Badley hats, Mr. Badley TV hats. On the link tree, there's a link on there for Queensboro.
Right at the bottom left of your screen.
Right. Link tree, Mr. Badley TV. Go there, RB Square. And wear it. Let me see you with it on one day. Show some love.
Oh, that'd be cool. We'll bring you on live.
For some reason, they don't like to come on live. Remember, we tried that live thing, and then random people started showing up.
A random person came in and didn't know the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
I mean, he did his best, though. He did his best.
Oh no, you know, I pulled him in that one, didn't I?
That was.
Oh, so you just came. You don't even know who you're coming to see, huh?
I'm like, how did you get him to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Because he popped on. Didn't know why he popped on. Someone just gave him a link. I said, so you just click random links, huh?
I know.
How many times they've been taught your whole life not to click
a
random links?
link? Yeah.
So he clicks the random link. He pops it up on our feed. We didn't bring him on. He was, hi. Well, I don't know who you guys are, but I'm here.
I pledge allegiance.
Well, and I said, well, you know what? Everybody who shops at our feed, we make them do the Pledge of Allegiance. And he's trying to do it, and he didn't have no idea what the Pledge of Allegiance was.
Well, he started off
he
strong.
Tried, yeah.
And then afterwards, he forgot a whole line.
And I said, just before I just got here too. Well, you know, when I was in elementary school or in high school, sorry, I had an old teacher, and it says, so where's your homework? And you said, I forgot. He said, well, what's the first letter I forgot? F. So wait.
You guys, I hear that
So then
twice a week.
So I was smart. I was gonna say I forgot because I already knew that they gets F. So I said, can't remember. That's a C. Didn't work.
Of course not. Your teacher is still smarter than you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, 9 o'clock PST. Time's up.
Time's up. We got to go.
Deuces.
It's not 9 o'clock yet.
Yeah, it
is. It?
Yeah, it is. It's 9 o'clock and 18 seconds. All right. You're a boomer.
My watch. Stop work. Oh, there we go.
You're a boomer.
Apple.
Say, I'm a boomer.
Okay, you're a boomer.
No, you're a boomer.
That's what I just said.
Oh, no, you're a millennial. Dang, I'm a boomer. I forgot already.
I'm a millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And this is Millennial Boom. We thank you for joining us. And we'll see you maybe next Easter.
Maybe next Easter. Maybe next week.
It's Easter.
Which is on Easter, but why would you say maybe next Easter? Maybe we'll see you next week, which is Easter. And if not, we'll see you the week after that.
Why do you have to correct me?
Bye!
I'm still here. I told my friends to wait like 29 minutes.
Muni boy, no, because then you'll just zone out again.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Anyway.
All right, guys.
So wait, one more thing. So what happened was, we always get these people to try to prank us, right? So this time they used the San Francisco courts, which we know is Sunday. Courts aren't even open.
Yep.
So, I'm expecting a call from what's next? The district attorney from San Francisco.
So you end up getting all sorts of calls.
All sorts of prank calls.
All right.
But bye, you guys. We appreciate all your help. It's going to be a second before because I had to do all this and do all that and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to do this. You ready? Before I push the button, anything you want to say before we go? I'm not going to. My hands are up like this.
Bye. Have a great week.
Have a great week. And the reason why, because I always block her off when she's about to say something.
Always cuts me off.
So I make sure that we don't cut her off this time when she has something important to say, because we all know it's important that if she has something to say, then we don't want to cut her off, right?
Bye.
Listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.